Hello, Flosstube. Elizabeth Martinez, phantastitches, here with my update number 357. Happy almost Halloween. Today is the 26th, and Halloween is 31st. I think it's Thursday, so next time I see you, it'll be November. And you know, I don't really do anything much in the way of Halloween stitching. As a matter of fact, this year I was supposed to finish the Sleepy Hollow number 2 and start Sleepy Hollow number 4. And I mistakenly put it in my cross-stitch stuff that's in my storage unit, you know, because we were trying to sell this house and we're still trying to sell it. And so yeah, I realized too late that my Sleepy Hollow patterns were in the storage unit with my other finished things I had done, whatever, or things I had already worked on. And I apparently mistakenly sent the project bag I had with the Sleepy Hollow patterns in it, you know. Oh, anyway, so that was my only real Halloween type stitching for this year. And actually, like I said, today it would have come up for the November WIPGO numbers, which I'll get to in a second. And so it would have been appropriate. It would have been after the fact, I guess, after Halloween, but yeah. So anyway, and I generally kind of don't do Halloween specific stitching, Dark October, anything like that. I have a few Halloween pattern kind of things, but it's not something I go out of my way to find fall or Halloween or anything like that. Just, you know, as they go. Anyway, so last week I had almost finished one of these cottage garden samplings patterns. This was on my WIPGO board. This was number 17. The numbers for this month, for October, were number 8 and number 17. So 8, of course, was the Rabbit October, and Karma Chameleon, both of which I finished. The October Rabbit, I think I had actually worked on earlier, in January, and had just, you know, worked on it a bit and then not finished it. So I went ahead and finished it in October. And Karma Chameleon, the goal was to finish it, and I did. So the fox, the goal I had was to work on it for 7 days. But at the end of 7 days, I was almost finished. So last week when I showed it, I think I had just the bottom of his tail to finish. And so I finished it. The one thing I didn't do was to finish the border, but the fox is finished. I think did I show it last week? I don't know, but it's finished now. So his tail is all done, along with his socks. And I did the one lone snowflake up here, snowdrop, whatever you call it. But so the fox is done. And like I said, I didn't do the border around it, the little border I made up. I didn't do that because it's not technically part of the pattern, and I didn't feel like doing it. So, but it is done. So out of all the 12 patterns for this series, I've done one. I finished one. I've worked on several others, most of the others, but yeah, finished only one. But that one is done. Out of that set, there are sets of 3 on all the same fabric. I dyed the, I think it's 28 count linen, dyed it all that green color. So I have like 4 pieces, 4 times 3 is 12, yeah, 4 pieces of that color. So the secondary chart I had for that number, for number 17, of course I don't have a set goal, but the secondary chart was a new start, the barn owl. So the three I did not do at the time they were monthly, you know, whatever, were 7, 8, and 9. So, or 8, 9, and 10, or whatever. I don't know. 8, 9, and 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 is how they're, I don't know. This is number 8. Did I put these in the wrong order on this fabric? I think I might have gotten them out of order on the fabric. Seven, 8, 9. Oh, I did put them in the wrong place. This one should be in the middle of this piece of fabric, and it's not. It's on the corner. Oh. Well, crud. Anyway, it should be here now that I think it through. And I put it, anyway, this is the barn owl. So yeah, because the woodpecker is here. The woodpecker is number 9. The barn owl is number 8 and should have been here. And I just miscalculated. And this one should have been number 7, the bald eagle. But anyway, so now it's number 8, the barn owl. And so I did this tree, most of it. There's another color of the leaves here that I didn't do, but I did the brown of the branch and the one of the leaf colors, which is this green, and then this lighter color. There, some of it is on the branch, and it's definitely used like to outline the owl. So the owl, I went ahead and did the whole outline. And then I did some work on the face. And I did the little cabin. Yeah. So now, so this is number 8, so it should be in the middle and the bald eagle should be here, but you know, whatever. But so that is number 8. And I still have a few days. I may or may not work more on it. If I do work more on it, I'll probably work some more on the face to finish the face, I think. Anyway. Oh, that's kind of aggravating. But anyway, that's number 8, the barn owl. Doggone it. So the other thing I did was I worked some last night on the Rabbit August. This came up earlier in the year. I think I worked on it. Let me see if I have in March. And this is one that the rabbits are all done in white. And I, at some point, I don't remember if I looked at it again in August or just at the end of that March period, I looked at it and I realized that I had miscounted somewhere because the rabbits were not lining up properly. You know, how they're sort of mirrored, mirroring each other. And I had, I think down here, I had at the bottom, yeah, down here I had miscounted, and so they didn't line up the way they were supposed to, and I had to take it all out because you know they have to match, and so I think I took out. I think I had done like I don't know. I think I took all of this out. So last night I started working on some more of this, and I'm almost done. The rest of this one rabbit goes right here, and it's really hard because the charts are, they're black and white charts. They're just on the back of this, of the card here. It's on the back, and the thing about the white color is that it's just a single dot, and so it's kind of hard to see on this. And if I wasn't so lazy, I would have made a working copy so that I could, scribble out the parts that I had already stitched, because it's a little bit, especially with the white little dots, you just really can't see it. I mean, if I were to hold this up, it's almost like the white isn't even there. The little dots aren't even there. So it's really hard to sort of keep track, of what you've done and what you haven't done. It looks really good on the fabric. It sticks out on the fabric really well. So like I said, there's one bunny left here, and then just the details of these carrots. There's some more greenery, and these carrots there's another color that goes in there, and then there's some more of this pattern, and a color missing from here also that goes, around in places. So I want to get this work done and get it finished. So I've done January through May, January, February, March, April, May, and I finished a couple of others. I finished October. And I finished, I want to say, June, October and June. I think all but 4, August, July, December, November, December, July, and August. Yeah, those 4. So if I can keep working on August, I might finish that. So we'll see. So that is my October patterns. Those are my October patterns. So the November numbers were called on the 25th, yesterday. And so, of course, by process of elimination, the December numbers are also out there. They're not officially called, but they're obviously known to people who are doing WIPGO. So the numbers that were called were 14 and 16, which leaves 7 and 20 as the December numbers. So, as I said before, my Sleepy Hollow charts, one of them was supposed to be in the number 16 slot as my primary chart, and the goal was to finish it because it's almost finished. And then number 20, one of the December numbers, was Sleepy Hollow number 4, was scheduled for a new start. And so I think number 3 was a new start, but I finished it, I guess, in May. That's weird. I don't know. But anyway, so number 2 and number 4 were supposed to be scheduled in November, December. But I as I said before, I sent them packing, literally. So so I have to fall back and punt a little bit. And I'm not quite sure, but I think I will maybe try to finish the rabbits, the 4 remaining rabbits, over the course of maybe of number 16 perhaps. Or I might do the bald eagle, which was a secondary chart for that number. I might do that, do 7 days on that as a goal, and then do the rabbits as the secondary chart for that number. I haven't decided. And then for number 14, I have two straightforward charts. So number 14 is one of the Starry Night charts, and another chart that I did, that I designed myself, called Wayfaring Stranger. I did that as a to honor my father after he passed away. He passed away in in the summer of 2022. Gosh, I can't remember that. Yeah, 2022. My mother passed away in 2020. My father passed away in 22. So, so my primary chart is Wayfaring Stranger. So that's this one here. It's a very simple design. I have my dad's name and dates on there. And then the sheep, he's passing over Jordan, right? And the text says, "I'm just a poor wayfaring stranger while traveling through this world below. I am just going over Jordan. I am just going over home." And so these sheep represent his family, his siblings, and that's it. I don't know if I included my Aunt Sylvia had not passed away at the time he passed away, so I have to recount those and make sure they're I have enough sheep. And then these little fish in the river represent us, my family, my siblings, and yeah, my older sister's son, me, my younger sister and her husband and their kids, my brother. So these are us. And my mother's not on here. So I may alter this pattern a little bit. Anyway, so the last time I worked on this, I don't remember last time I worked on it. It may have been earlier this year when my father's, he passed away in August. It says right here, August. So I may have worked on it some in August. But so, and this is, I don't know the count of this fabric. This is, I got it at Hobby Lobby. It was just called embroidery fabric, so it didn't have a count on it, but it's very tiny. It's probably 46 count, maybe smaller. So I'm stitching it 1/2 on this fabric. Yeah. So, and it's just got this simple border around it, and I haven't finished the border, but I just, did a little bit of work on it. So anyway, so the goal on this is 7 days. So maybe in the 7 days that are in there, I can maybe almost finish it. I don't know that I can finish it in 7 days. But anyway, that's my number 14 main chart. And then the secondary chart is Starry Night. And so I have listed on here Starry Night number 6, which is, I think it's this wise men on a camel. That's number 6. So that means this is number 5. And all these others are done. And so, since these only take probably 3 or 4 days so far, that when I've used them, I've done them. I don't know because I did number 1. I did it twice. Yeah, I think I originally did it in August, and then I restarted it I mean, I originally did it in March, and I didn't like it, and I restarted it in August. So I think somewhere along the line I bumped number 5, and didn't do it. So I may go ahead and just do both of them, because like I said, they only take a few days to finish because they're relatively small, and so I may just go ahead and finish them. And that way, this is the fabric that they're all on, and this is, I want to say it's 32 count, but I'm not sure, linen. And so there's all this one is vertical, and so is the wise men on the camel that's vertical, so I'll probably do here. And then these are horizontal, and I should go ahead and do the other number 5 with those 3 wise men, do it under here. So yeah, and if I do, then it'll be done. And there's just sort of this ornaments, slightly larger ornament size, but I want to finish them similarly to how I finished the Blackwork Angels, and add them to my Christmas ornament pile. So that is my other November chart. So for that one, number 14. So then number 16, the secondary chart is the bald eagle. And this is the one that, along with the barn owl, I put in the wrong place. So this is supposed to be number 7 in the Cottage Garden Samplings Year in the Woods series. And like I said, I just discovered that they're on the wrong piece. So this goes on the same piece of fabric as the barn owl and the woodpecker. And maybe I can do a little bit more in the woodpecker. I only did like the head of the woodpecker because I worked on it. It was a secondary chart, and yeah, it was in April, and I didn't do as much on it as I wish I had done. But the bald eagle is pretty complicated. And I've been trying to do like these little cabins, and on the woodpecker I did not get around to doing that. And the bald eagle I may not get around to it because I have to get down to the bottom, and I don't, I'd like to get more of the eagle himself done. So I don't know. But so anyway, that was my secondary chart for my second November haul. And so, like I said, I think what I might do is switch that to the primary one, and then do the remaining rabbit charts for the other aspect of that square, except for the December rabbit. I don't know. Just depends on what I have time for. So this is the November chart, which I want to do in November. And so I started on this one, but I didn't get very far on it when I originally did them, I guess, when they first came out. So this one, as you can see, has these carrots, and I don't know if that's supposed to be the ground, the earth that they're in, I think, and then these are the rabbits. And these are all done in Gloriana silks on 32 count Murano Carré. And so this goes like this. So this is the November one, and this shares the fabric with, I think this is October. So this is Murano Carré in mustard is the color. So I have only one rabbit, but I think I have all or most of the carrots done. Or the carrot bodies. I don't have the fronds of the carrots done. But yeah. So the reason I did a little bit of work on this earlier because I was finishing up this, maybe this was June, I don't know which month this is off the top of my head, I don't know. But I was finishing up this one, so I went ahead and did this, a little bit of work on this because I think I had this brown thread still attached. There was a length of thread, so I just finished off that length before I did the other thing. So anyway, so this is the November rabbit, and has a long way to go. But so I'm going to work on that. And what did I say I have left? 4, I think. August, yeah, that I'm working on right now. July, November, and December. So this is July. And I worked on it earlier this year, I believe. When did I do it? In July, yeah. So it is mostly done. I think all the rabbits are done. And most of that sort of yellowish color in the middle, although there are some single things to be done, and this darker color. Has not been done, but part of this outer circle is done. So this is the July rabbit. So I'm hoping to get more of that done. Like I said, the rabbits are done, and that's kind of the hardest part, is getting all their bodies in there. So that is what I think I'm going to do for the month of November, in lieu of Sleepy Hollow number 2. So then that leaves December, which is, it's a little ways away, but since I have the numbers, I already know what they're going to be. One of the things I want to work on is the December rabbit, and that is, here. There's 4 little bunnies and some, looks like holly berry kind of sprigs. And so I think it goes like this. Yeah, so the bunnies are done, and it's just the holly sprigs. There's some greenery in the center, and then the berries all around there. I think the bunnies are done with their little tails. You can see this one best of all, I think. But the bunnies are done. I just have to do all the little details surrounding them. But yeah. So that's December. So that one, I don't think it is, oh yeah, it is charted. So the numbers then are, like I said, 7 and 20, they're the leftover numbers. So that rabbit December is, I have listed as a secondary chart for number 7. And the main one is Sweet Wing Studios Deep Waters. And I have another chart actually that has this same quote on it, but it's like a lighthouse and a beach and all that. But this is a little bit cuter, more whimsical. There's a whale, octopus, some fish, and a crab. And it says, when you pass through the waters, I will be with you. And it's a quote from Isaiah 43:2. So I started this some time ago. I don't remember last year sometime, I think. Well, it may have been in May. I did a whole bunch of starts in May of last year. So this is one of my December numbers, and the goal is 7 days, of course. So this is 28 count Lugana that I dyed myself. And so I just did, I just did the words, and I think this is the bottom of a whale. Yeah. So this says, the waters I will be with you. It doesn't have the beginning of the quote. I think I may have started just in the middle and worked my way up. I'm not sure. Yeah. Yeah, that's why the quote is incomplete, and I haven't done. There's like a little bit of a border kind of thing, and all the various sea creatures. So that is the goal, and that is 7 days. So that's number 7, and then number 20 is the Sleepy Hollow was supposed to be the secondary chart, but the main one is the raccoon, and that is number 4 in the Cottage Garden Samplings Year in the Woods series. So the raccoon I started some time ago, and of course the goal is 7 days, and if I can find it, here he is. Oh, I barely started it. Right here. There's this beautiful little start. Yeah. This is part of just the flower thing. I think I started right here. Is that all? Oh no, yeah. Yeah, I started right here. So that's all I have on this one. So yeah, so 7 days. Hopefully I'll actually put the raccoon in there. Yeah. So, but like I said, that's December. So this one has the ferret and the bear on there. And like I said, the raccoon will go where that pitiful little start is. So anyway, that's coming up in December. So the other thing that's scheduled to happen in December is the Jingle Ball. I had put a link in my description box last week because the tickets for the Jingle Ball were going on sale on the 18th. And as well as a few different options with the classes. There's PDF options, so you can order a PDF and then kit up, the fabric and the threads and all that stuff yourself, however you want to do it, either by ordering threads or if you happen to have, there's some DMC alternatives or whatever, so you can kit it up yourself, or there were a limited number of kits, available to order from the designers who were doing classes, if they were willing and able to ship, especially if you're overseas or something like that. The nice thing about the Jingle Ball again is that it's a virtual event, so you don't have to travel anywhere, right? And with the PDF options, using kitting them up yourself. If you want to use stash or you want to use, whatever, choose your own colors or whatever, that's, it helps a great deal. So I bought tickets to the Jingle Ball, and I bought a couple of class tickets. I think I even talked about it last time. I think I did. Festive Forest. Yeah, I think I talked about it last week. Festive Forest by the Blue Flower. Janine McGowan of the Blue Flower. And it's this one here. That's what your stitching looks like. And you finish it into this little, kind of like a Busconi, but it's kind of like I don't know if it's called something else. I don't know that it's called anything. I don't know what it's called. But you stitch this. This is what the chart looks like, and then you bend up the points to make this little shape. So this is one of the classes that I bought. And then the other one is the up on the rooftop stockings. These are like ornaments. Yeah. So I have been in the process of kitting them up. The up on the rooftop stockings are the called for thread. It's our DMC threads. And then the up on the rooftop is a mixture, I mean the Festive Forest, excuse me, is a mixture of DMC, Weeks, Cottage Garden threads, and Roxy Floss. So the Cottage Garden threads, I am planning on doing some substitutions. The DMC alternatives are listed, and there's one that I think I have somewhere else, the thread, the DMC thread. So I was kind of like comparing them to some of the Fancy Floss colors that I have, and picking something, you know, similar, but I'm not really good at that sort of thing necessarily. And, you know, I kind of spent a long time, A, looking for the DMC threads, and B, pulling out all my Fancy Floss and trying to find something that matches. And so I did a couple of them, and the colors that I have, River Otter and Cardinal, are Weeks Dye Works colors, and the Cottage Garden threads colors are called Gumnut, Blackwood, and Woodstock. And so I think, you know, on some of those I may just use the DMC alternative. I have to look at the pattern and see like how much of the variegation, you know, it shows on these some of these threads. And some of them I may just go ahead and use the DMC alternative, you know. I did order the Roxy Floss numbers, so that should come any day now. I think I had an email that it had shipped, but it's coming from Canada, so I don't know how long it'll take. And the Weeks Dye Works, I have one of the colors, which is Grits, and the other two I don't have, but I think I have some suitable alternatives. And then the Cottage Garden threads, like I said, I think I'll use DMC colors. But it's kind of a lot of colors. There's, I don't know what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, about 21 colors. So I was putting some here, and like I said, I'm still waiting on the Roxy Floss threads. But what I did look for fabrics, and I have this. This is Artiste brand from Hobby Lobby, and this is 32 count because the models were done on 32 count, and for the up on the rooftop stockings, there's a little template provided for the finishing class, and so to use those templates, you would have to stitch it on 32 count, and if you're going to use some other count of fabric, then you would have to, you know, wing it with the template. So I wanted to use 32 count, and I was looking through my fabric, and because of the stitch count, I didn't know that if it would, if anything I had was this suitable size. And I'll get into that in a second. But so I settled then on this fabric. This is an 18 by 27 inch piece of fabric. And so this is Belfast linen, and the models are stitched on basically whitish Ada. I think let me see if it has This was done on 32 count vintage Stormy Clouds linen, but it's basically, I think it's like a grayish white is the way it's talked about before. But anyway, so it's basically kind of whitish. But so what I did instead was choosing this Belfast linen, and that's about the right color. And so, but I think that all of the colors of the motifs here will look pretty good. They'll stand up pretty well. So I'm going to go ahead and use this. And on here, the stitch count is 51 wide by 82 tall for each a pattern. And so I was trying to, kind of do the math, and I was looking at the pattern, and just basically looking at how many stitches, because one thing she says about it is that like leave about 4 inches in between each stocking so that you can finish them, so that you can't do them all in one piece and still have room to cut them apart. You just put them all on one chart. So it says stitch each one and leave 4 inches between them. So I was doing the math again, and so I wanted to make sure I had the right stitch count, and none of them are 51 by 84. Yeah, so like I think I don't know, one of them is, I think it's this one, is like 90 something, and they're just all different sizes. So I basically put them all individually. Oh, they're all like, here it is, 45 by 85, 48 by 93, and 45 by 83. So that's the actual stitch count. And so, yeah. So I put each one in the cross stitch calculator, and then allowing for 2 inches on the end of this one and 2 inches at the beginning of that one. That's 4 inches, right? So I add them all together. And so that's why I said, I think this piece of fabric, which is 18 inches by 27 inches, and I think it'll work fine. But so, yeah, so I had to do some confusing math to make that fit. And then the other thing I did was I used a similar piece of fabric, 18 by 27, 32 count Belfast linen, and this was originally white, and I just got back from my sister's house because I had to do it over there because everything's packed away here. But so I dyed this fabric, and I think the model for this festive florist, the fabric used is Cypress by Fiber on a Whim, and the stitch count is 300 by 102, and so according to the cross stitch calculator, this should be enough fabric, this 18 by 27 inch size. So it's blue, and it's not quite as mottled, I guess, kind of. There's a little bit, but anyway, I haven't ironed it. I just But so I want to work on those because the Jingle Ball is the beginning of the first weekend in December. So I want to work on those in November probably. I may actually do those in place of the Sleepy Hollow chart that was in there. I don't know. But I'm going to work on that so that I don't know that it has to be finished in time for this class because I you know, can just follow along, and I have, like I said, with the Jingle Ball, if you take a class, you have up to 30 days after the date of the class to view the video again and again, whatever. So, I've got 30 days to work on it. And then my sister had, my younger sister went on a little bit of a cross-stitch thing recently, and she had a couple of charts that she wanted to work on. One of them is by Kathy Barrick, I think it's called 8 Tiny Reindeer or something like that, and then it has an extra chart with Rudolph. So she wanted to work on that. She bought it several years ago when we went to Albuquerque at a stitch shop there. But then she also had it's a year in Hawthorne Hollow chart, and I can't think of the name of the designers of the Hawthorne Hollow charts, but it's one that has one of the squares on it is for December, and she really liked the December square only, but in order to get it, she had to buy the Hawthorne Hollow pattern, and so anyway, she's working on just that one square. But for the reindeer pattern, she wanted to dye a piece of fabric for it. She wanted to dye it blue. So that's why I was for her house dyeing fabric. But she bought these. This is a project card, and she basically cut a couple of pieces, a couple of individual cards off, because these cards have a place for you to do the color number, the symbol, whatever. And so she just cut a couple of individual cards off of there to make floss drops. She had some the oval shaped ones that the attic carries them, and then she bought these at Hobby Lobby. This project card thing. But she doesn't like the I guess the size of the hole or whatever. I don't know. So she gave them to me, and so I'll probably use them for something. Anyway, so like I said, I have my November and December charts going on, and as well as the Jingle Ball charts. So I have November and December, my plans kind of, pretty full. So anyway, I think that is all I have. I'll try to, again, put the link for the Jingle Ball. I think it's still, as far as attending the Jingle Ball, I think they're allowing you to go ahead and buy the general admission ticket up until the day of the Jingle Ball, until like the day before it starts or something like that. And I think for the classes, I don't know, there might be a limit in size, I'm not sure. But anyway, it's all at the jingleball.net, and I'll put that link below as well, again. Anyway, I think that is it for this week. And, yeah. So, again, thanks for watching, and we'll see how things shake out for November and December for WIPGO. Anyway, so thanks for watching, and I will see you all next week.